putting the spotlight on local businesses in the capital city. This is 402 Business Insider with Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish on 1499.3 KLIN.
And good morning, Lincoln. Thanks for tuning in. You are listening to the 402 Business Insider. Got kind of a short one today. You know, those Huskers, they went off, they won the game. And, it's like...
looking good.
Yeah. I called the GM here. I said, Amy, we're going to have to cut it short because I want to be at home so I can watch the game. And,
there you go.
You know, and our show we're the crown jewel of the KLIN broadcast week. So they go, yeah, whatever works for you. We want to make you happy.
Yeah, we need to switch that intro music to Dreamer. That would be good. Good for you, Travis. I love it.
But we're going to be here for just a half an hour. Got a couple of quick breaks or a couple of breaks, couple of quick segments, and then we're gonna go. So I thought, we had Jason Ball was going to come in and talk to us today, but they have so much going on at the chamber. It's like we can't do this in 30 minutes.
Right.
There's no way. So he's going to come talk to us at the end of May. We're getting that scheduled out. So I thought, you know what? Let's just sit down. We will have a chit chat and talk about the two sponsors that we don't give a lot of love to are you and me.
Yes.
So one of our sponsors, obviously, is a Home Design Real Estate Group, and that is you guys. And let's talk a little bit of real estate. How's the real estate market right now?
Fickle, weird. That's the word I'd use. It's kind of interesting. So a lot of people when interest rates started to go up decided they were going to sit on the sidelines, which really technically is never a good idea because you're using equity the whole time you're on the sideline. You're still paying somebody else's mortgage.
Right.
Or you don't have the needs that you need if you've had your fourth kid and you're in a 2-bedroom house, which isn't good. But people are coming back in the market big time. I'm very busy this year. We're seeing good increase in business. It's kind of interesting though, because you'll have like two similar houses that really are in so many ways identical: condition, location, price. Those three are the big three things in buying a house, and one will sit and the other's got multiple offers. So it's just weird that way. But it is a good market. I mean, I've gotten a lot of people under contract. The listings have been going really well. I think people are back out there. We're seeing more multiple offers. Not crazy like it was when interest rates were 3%.
Yeah, it was nuts for a while.
Yeah, you're not seeing that, 12 offers and it's 40 or 50,000 over asking, and they're going to pay the appraisal gap, because the bank certainly isn't going to pay more than it appraises for. You're not seeing that. You're still seeing inspections, which I think is really good. During that crazy time, there were a lot of people that bought homes and did no inspections.
Right.
As a realtor, that scares the crap out of me. I mean, it's like I want to know what my clients are going into. So I'm glad that that's back.
And that's something that I think a lot of people need to start thinking about when you go in and you look at a home. Obviously, number one, I've said this from the get-go, you need to make sure you have such a good real estate agent on your side because they know what to look for. Yeah, I get it. Your Uncle Skippy, he's got a license and whatever else. Doesn't mean you need to use them. You need somebody who does this full-time, permanently, knows what to look for, because as somebody who owns, and my wife and I own some real estate.
Sure.
And we have some rentals. You have to know what you're looking for, because if you buy something from a flipper, 9 times out of 10, you may be getting into some trouble because they're hiding what's wrong. And a good real estate agent is going to help you determine what a good offer is, and also coach you up to go, you know what? I know you want the house. I know you love the house. I know you love the location, but it might not be a good investment at this price. Let's come in at this price, or let's have them fix this or that. It's absolutely crucial to have somebody good on your side.
Yeah, and it's very correct. So I like to say I'm not only benefiting my clients with the knowledge that I have, but also keeping them from making a poor decision. So basically, I control the process. They control all the decisions. But if one of their decisions is going to be adverse to what their needs are, or down the road I can see a problem rising, I'm certainly going to say, it's your decision, but keep this in mind, keep that in mind. And inspecting the house, when I'm showing them the house, they're looking at all the cool stuff.
Right.
It has the bedrooms we need. Ooh, I like this cupboard. I'm looking at, what does it look like in the basement? Do we have a water problem? What does the siding look like? Is it warped? All those things that they're not seeing because they're really just, excited about the house sometimes.
Right.
Then and the problem arises that people will get under contract because they're not seeing those things or they're not being pointed out to them. And then they do an inspection, right? Which is going to cost them $500, $600, $700. Now they have real cash involved. So then you see the house, you love it, you write an offer. The next time you see the house, you're with the bad person who's going to take you through the house and go, here's all the stuff I found. Right. And then they're like, this is a problem. You may not get everything you want repaired. I mean, it's a give and take. And then they feel like, well, now I have skin in the game for sure, because they have a chance of getting their earnest money back, but house inspection, no, and you're stuck. So it is important to have somebody that's knowledgeable and guides you through that process.
Yeah. And, it's funny because when you go in and you look at a property, if you're selling a property, you want it to be clean, you want it to be nice. But if you're a buyer, that stuff, you need to get your brain past that. Yeah, I get it. There's some dirty underwear in the middle of the room, but guess what? When you buy the house, the dirty underwear is gone, but the crack in the foundation still going to be there.
Right.
So don't worry about mess or whatever else. Start paying attention.
Yeah.
Because you do. You when you're buying a house, especially if you're a first time or home buyer, you go in and you're falling in love, and the Christmas tree is going to go over there, and when we have kids, they're going to come down the stairs, and you think of all this Leave It to Beaver like scene. Well, guess what? That stuff will come. You need to start paying attention. Look at the walls, look at the corners, look at the foundation. I remember when you came in, you showed us a house and you brought a marble with you, and just the houses we buy. The last one we looked at, Gary didn't even go in the basement. He's like, I'm out. This place a crap.
Oh yeah. Well, the mold was unbelievable. And since COVID, mold really gets me bad. So it was like, yeah, no. And we knew that going in. I was like, dude, if you want to go in, and your face when you came up in the basement and you've seen the worst of the worst was like, yeah. Maybe I'll offer cost of the lot minus demolition.
Which would have been, in this instance, I mean, El Dumparacha, man, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would have had to write us a check.
That's what I'm saying.
That house, that was bad.
Exactly.
But I did laugh when you brought the marble in. It's like, there isn't a straight wall in this house, Gary. Put the marble in your pocket.
Yeah.
But it does tell you the mindset of, people out there who you're getting ready to buy, you're getting ready to start hunting. The mindset of the real estate agent that you bring along with you needs to have, if they don't have a marble, seriously.
Yeah, a tape measure, all these things. It's all very important.
Absolutely. If you don't know what to look for, where to look, a real estate agent is going to save you tens of thousands of dollars in repairs. And I can't stress that enough. So if you guys are thinking about buying a home and you're looking for an agent, getting prepared, you need to call somebody. Call Home Design Real Estate Group. You can call Gary. You have a team. How many people do you guys have on your team?
We currently have 4 people on our team.
4 people on your team.
Yep.
And so, so give a call. How do we find you guys in particular?
Well, you can find me, Gary Tharnish, just Google that, or just Google Home Design Real Estate Group. Our webpage, on the first page, it'll show the agents. You can choose your agents, send us a message, that type of a thing. Mm-hmm. Home Real Estate itself is right next to Cheddar's on O Street, so it's really easy to find our office. Buyers, I always have a buyer or seller's consultation ahead of time, so we sit down and go through everything. So.
And who else is on your team? Who's the other?
Amy Burkholz is the team leader. It's her team. And then myself, Nelda Hunt, and Shondell Polifka.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good. And all 4 of you are in that office over there?
We are.
There we go. Home Design Real Estate Group, we appreciate you guys being a sponsor of the show. We absolutely love you having on board. And I do have a few more real estate things when we come back from the break. You're listening to the 402 Business Insider, and we will be right back.
Stories of local success. 402 Business Insider on 1499.3 KLIN.
And you're back on the 402 Business Insider, online, 402insider.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Check us out. Also, podcast. You guys are the podcast sponsor, and you can go on Apple Podcasts. You can go on anywhere you get a podcast.
Yep.
And, so you can listen to past shows, which we've had 1 or 2 good ones here and there, not because of us, but just by chance we stumble into the correct guest and it sounds good. So one other thing I was thinking about is, as we are starting to we're in a place now where interest rates are 7%-ish, 7.5%, something like that, which everybody freaks out because, oh my God, it's all the way up to 7%. Cool out. It's bad compared to 3.5%, but it's not so bad when, a couple of old farts like us back in the 80s were looking at 17, 18, 19%. So it's not as bad, but not to get into a political thing. We're not going to do that. But with the tariffs, the market, things are kind of going wonky right now, which could spell good things for interest rates because the Fed, when the market slows down, the Fed will start cutting the rate to try and get the economy pushed back up. So we could see interest rates drop a little bit, and even a half a point or a point. That's a lot of money in your pocket.
On a monthly basis, that's a lot of money. And over a 30-year loan, it's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, buddy.
So the mortgage interest rates actually are really tied to the 10-year Treasury bond, more so than anything else. So when the stock market is as volatile as it is right now, a lot of money will go over to the 10-year Treasury bond. It's safer. They're going to, it's going to put the liquidity there for a little while. And that bodes well for mortgage interest rates. So they came down the past couple of days. They're going to continue coming down for a while. So now's a good time. But really the best time to buy a house was yesterday.
Yeah.
Really, right? Because we know that real estate is a great place to plant your money right now when everything is in flux. Nobody knows what's happening. And is the stock market going to continue to tumble? What's going to happen to the value of the dollar? Real estate's that's a safe place to put your money. My first home loan was 17.25%. And a realtor was having a party like, it just came down from the high of like 18 something, which was the world's highest ever. Something
But you put your house on a Visa card or?
Right. Yeah. That's very, doable. Exactly. We were chatting, when we were off air about first time home buyers and like, where do they start? How do they get going? And one important thing about that is, you can give me a call, but I'm going to steer you to mortgage brokers to start off with, especially with somebody on the first time home buyer, because they can give you really good tips on like, look, yes, you need to save up a little bit more money, but more importantly, you need to pay off some of this debt. So let's focus on that and get it done so that your credit score is higher. You're going to get a better interest rate. It's kind of a good place to start.
Right.
And so I personally try to educate myself a lot on financing because it's the number one way that a deal falls apart. Right? Somebody, you can't go out and buy a car when you're under contract and your debt to income is way off, things like that. So I'm always, really looking at the financing, but that's really a good place for somebody to start. Along with, I bring people in at Home Design Real Estate Group. We try to we do educate our clients as well as possible. They need as much information as possible without it overwhelming them,
Right.
But we're their guide. I always like to say, we control the process. Client always controls the decision. And it's really important that keeps a transaction solid and gets to the closing table.
Yeah. And one thing that somebody who is, if you're young, you're thinking about buying a house, you're starting to kick around getting into the market, get into a bank and talk to somebody. And I'll give the shameless plug to Western National Bank because they're one of our sponsors.
Sure.
Get in there, talk to David or Todd or Dallin, and just go chat with them and start building a relationship with a banker. They're going to tell you what you need. It's going to be bring me some pay stubs, bring me some tax returns and whatnot. But you also want to start building a relationship with a local bank because they need to get to know you because that's going to play a factor. But then you need to start preparing now. My son is a great example. So my son, he's in the electrical program. He graduates in May and he wants to buy a house. Yay. So he's probably 6 months out, at least, if not more. But I said, now's the time to start putting your plan together. Start
Definitely.
Talking to a banker because, kids, they are with this whole online bank, that nameless, faceless, something out in the middle of nowhere. Well, guess what? Your nameless, faceless bank partner, which is some national corp, they don't know who you are. So it all comes down to numbers. It all comes down to there's no personal aspect to it. So get in with that personal bank. Start building a relationship. Even if you go get $1,000 loan for whatever,
Sure.
Start building, not necessarily building credit, which is important, but building that personal relationship. And if we do see interest rates come down, then it's time to strike. And if you have all your ducks in a row, then you're going to be in a much better position to go and make an offer on a house.
Well, and to your point about local financing and a bank where you know somebody, or your mortgage broker you're working with, whichever it is, if I'm representing the seller and I get 3 offers, 2 offers, 5 offers, one, I look at all the terms, of course, but one of the ones I really investigate well is the financing, because it makes all the difference, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have these big national companies like spaceship.com, I don't want to really say who they are.
Let's talk crap about spaceship.com.
But what happens with that, for me, from my standpoint, is I'm going to be checking in with the mortgage broker all through the process, getting to the closing table, and I can never talk to the same person. Huge problem.
Yeah.
Also, you get multiple offers, and you're going to go, okay, oh, look, this is Mary Jane over at ABC Bank. I know her. I've been in networking groups with her. I've seen her at business events. I can pick up the phone and call her, and she's going to call me back. Oh, and now here's one with this mortgage company that's national, has an 800 number. It's a nightmare to deal with those. So that makes a difference in a multiple offer. And especially with first-time home buyers, you're usually going to have multiple offers. It's that price range where everybody's trying to get
Everyone's
into that market.
Competing.
Yeah. And, we have a housing shortage. I mean, and it's going to take more than a decade, and it's going to have to be a good decade to recover, because the last, 60 years, every decade, we were building about 20 to 25 million homes a year in the United States. To help with the population growth, right?
Right.
Then you hit 2008. We have the big real estate bubble. Everything collapses. And what did we lose a lot of then? Builders.
Yeah.
So from 2010 to 2020, we built maybe 5.1 million homes. Huge shortage. So they're like, okay, we can make it up in the 2020s. More builders are coming into the market. What happens? COVID.
Yeah.
Costs go crazy. Builders put everything on hold. So it's important to have a knowledgeable realtor that you're very comfortable with, and equally as important to have that financing rock solid, because if you go into a multiple offer, it's going to make all the difference in the world. Those two things make a huge difference.
So what does the Lincoln market look like? Is it the same as the national? Is it just not enough houses for too many buyers?
Oh, yeah. There's not enough inventory. A healthy market in Lincoln is going to have about 2,400 houses on the market at all times. During crazy time, we had 100, 150, 200. Right now, we have around 600. It's a long time before we get back to a normal market.
Yeah, and it's a tough spot, too, because, we're always on the hunt, for properties.
Right.
And Shannon sent me one, and it was this brick house, and you look from the outside, and you go, oh, yeah, this is perfect. And then you start digging through. It was like a 2-bed, 1-bath, unfinished basement, 210, crappy floors, 70s kitchen. I'm like, oh, my God. You're going to be well over $250,000 by this puppy dog is done.
Yeah.
And with 1 bathroom and 2 bedrooms. And one of them was non-conforming. Are you serious? For $250,000? Ugh. So, yeah. So anyway, if you guys are thinking about buying a house, if you're first time, if you're trying to downsize, talk to Gary, talk to Home Real Estate Group, and we just love them. Thanks for tuning in. Go Huskers.